Hello, good day. How are you today? You good, right? Okay, so are you ready to get into today's lesson? You're ready? That's good. So, today in basic technology, we are going to be learning about woodwork. Okay, our topic for today in basic technology is on woodwork. Okay, so what do we mean by woodwork? Woodwork means working with wood to create things using hand tools and basic working skills. So we're going to be learning about the different hand tools used in woodwork, okay? In woodwork, you learn how to measure, cut, join, and shape wood to build various projects like small furnitures, decorative items, and so on. Okay, so woodwork is working with wood to create things using hand tools. We are going to be looking at the different hand tools, okay? Tools are needed to work on wood, right? The production of good wood products or job is made possible by good and functional tools. Okay, so one of the tools we have in woodwork is the workbench. The workbench is like a special table for doing woodwork and other hands-on tasks, okay? It's a sturdy, flat surface where you can safely measure, cut, assemble, and work on your project, okay? So the image we have over there is a workbench. The workbench is a special table where you do your woodwork, okay? It's a sturdy, flat surface where you can safely measure, cut, assemble, and work on your projects. So we now know the workbench, right? Good. So we are going to be looking at the various hand tools we have. We have the measuring tools, the boring tools, and driving tools. So we are going to be looking at the different hand tools, okay? Good. The measuring tools. These tools are used to measure and mark wood accurately, okay? So the measuring tools are essential for accurate measurements, okay? And we have the ruler. Rulers are used to measure straight distance. You can use rulers to measure the length and width of a wood piece accurately, okay? So the rulers are used to measure straight distance, the length and width of a wood. Okay, so the ruler is a measuring tool. Remember, the measuring tool is used to measure and mark wood accurately. Then we have the tape measure. Tape measures are flexible and can be used for longer measurements. They are often have both imperial and metric measurements, making them versatile. So the tape measurements or measure are flexible and can be used for longer measurements, okay? The tape measure are flexible and can be used for longer measurements. The rulers are shorter, but the tape measure is longer, okay? So we now know two types of measuring tool, ruler, tape measure, right? We also have carpenter's square. A carpenter's square, also known as framing or tri-square, is used to check if corners are perfectly square, okay? And making straight cuts, okay? So the picture we have here is the capital square, also known as the tri-square. It's used to check if corners are perfectly square and for making straight cuts, okay? Then we have the combination square. This tool combines a ruler with a 90-degree square and a 180-degree protractor, allowing for various measurements and marking angles. So this is the combination square, okay? It combines a ruler with a 90-degree square and a 180-degree protractor, allowing for various measurements and marking angles. We also have calipers. Calipers are used for precise measurements. Calipers are used for more accurate measurements for thickness and small dimension. So this is the caliper. Is used for precise measurements. Is used for more accurate measurement of thickness and small dimensions. So this is the caliper. Okay? Then the set square. Set squares are smaller squares with fixed angles. They are used for marking and checking angles. So these are the set squares. Set squares are smaller squares with fixed angles and they are used for marking and checking angles. So these are the measuring tools. Okay? The ruler, the tape measure, carpenter's square, combination square, calipers, and set square. So these tools are used for accurate measurements. Okay? The tools we mentioned are used for accurate measurements. Then the next set of tools that we are going to be looking at are the boring tools. Boring tools are used for making holes in wood. So the boring tools are used for making holes in wood. Okay, we have the hand drill. Hand drills are a good starting point. Allow students to make holes by turning the handle manually, okay? They are safe and provide a sense of control. So these are the hand drill, okay? They are good for starting point. So these hand drills, they drill hole into wood, okay? Then we have the brad awl. A brad awl is a pointed tool used for making small starter holes before using screws or nails. It's a safer alternative to power drills. So this is a brad awl. It's a pointed tool, as you can see, used for making small starter holes before using screws or nails. Okay, so the brad awl is used for starting holes for nails or screws. Okay, then we have the countersink bit. A countersink bit is used to create a conical depression around a hole, allowing the head of a screw to sit flush with the surface of the wood. It's a useful tool for joining pieces. Okay? Then we have the manual screwdriver. While not a traditional boring tool, manual screwdrivers are important for driving screws into wood. It's an essential skill for woodworking. So all these tools we mentioned are used for boring holes. Okay? They are used for making holes. So the boring tools we mentioned are used for making holes. Okay? We mentioned hand drill, brad awl, countersink bit, and manual screwdriver. So these are used for making holes in wood. Okay, so we are going to be looking next to driving tools. Okay, these tools are used for inserting fasteners like nails or screws into wood. So the driving tools are for inserting fasteners like nails or screws into wood. Okay, we have the hammer. A claw hammer is a fundamental tool for driving nails into wood. You hold it properly and drive nails safely. You use the head of the hammer to hit the nail that is placed on the wood, okay? And the nail goes into the wood. So the hammer is used to hit the nail to insert it into the wood. Then we have the screwdriver. Manual screwdrivers are essential for driving screws into wood. There are different faces of screwdriver. There's a flat face and so on. So the manual screwdrivers are used for driving screws into nails. Okay? So we have the hammer, screwdriver, and we also have the nail set. A nail set is a small pointed tool used to set nails below the surface of the wood so they can be concealed with putty or wood filler. So these are the nail sets, okay? It is used to set nails below the surface of the wood, okay? Then we have the mallet. A wooden or rubber mallet is a safer alternative to a regular hammer for certain tasks, such as tapping wood joints together without damaging the wood. So this is called a mallet, okay? So the mallet is a safer alternative to a regular hammer for certain tasks, such as tapping wood joints together without damaging the wood. So these are driving tools. Remember, driving tools are tools used to insert fasteners like nails and screws, right? So now we have talked about the different hand tools in woodwork, right? The different hand tools used for woodwork, we've talked about them, right? We talked about the measuring tools, right? We mentioned the different measuring tools we have. Then we talked about the boring tools. We mentioned the different boring tools we have. We also talked about the driving tools. And we have mentioned the different driving tools we have, right? And each we know what they are used for, right? Good. Remember, we also talked about the workbench. Did we? Yes, we did. And we said the workbench is what? Is a special table for doing woodwork, right? So it's part of woodwork tools. So do we understand today's lesson on woodwork? We do, right? That's good. So what is next is our assignment, okay? I'm sure we are going to be able to do our assignment because there are things we have learned in today's lesson. Okay, that's good.